Hello and welcome to Wisdom's Peaceful Harmony. I'm Dr. Lynette Wiest, and in this video, I'm going to share some insights about family conflict. If you would like to see videos about how family relationship patterns form, or to see videos about how to find your best role in your family, then please see the playlist that will be posted at the end of this video. And those videos are on that playlist. I'll also be posting a video describing types of conflict in general and which communication tools to use for different types of conflict. So that will be 4 videos about conflict, and subscribe to be notified about that. So before I get started, I do want to say that by subscribing to this channel, then you will have available to you videos about different types of relationships, about how to remain peaceful in the face of agitation, about assertiveness skills, communication skills, how to understand emotions and feelings, how to increase love and decrease fear and anxiety, and much more. So if you would like to subscribe and be notified about those, be sure to look for the subscribe button at the end of this video. So why am I making a video about family conflict? Because conflict is normal and all families experience conflict. Conflict occurs when family members' needs are understood to be in opposition to the needs of each other. So if one person's needs are understood to be in opposition to another family member's needs. For example, an adolescent's need for greater independence may appear to conflict with the parent's need to maintain a healthy level of control over the child's activities. Another example would be when one person experiences the desire to be alone at the same time that another person desires companionship and time together. So you can see how these conflicts are going to happen, and it's so important to realize it is normal. So because you know this will happen, it's important to remember that each family member, regardless of their age, wants their needs and feelings and opinions to be recognized and respected by others in the family. Each member, all ages. Now, why is conflict normal? Each family member experiences their own version of common desires. So everybody has the desire to be loved and understood, to have self-reliance, to have independence, to have physical security, intimacy, privacy, purpose, and the list goes on. And each person, even though they have the same desires, each person has different versions of each desire. Although more than one person's desires can be met at the same time, there are also instances when desires will appear to conflict. Always know there is a way to meet the needs of everyone somehow. And so not believing that that's true causes conflict and actually causes all sorts of other problems too. So it's possible to actually improve relationships even when there's a conflict, to improve relationships by using effective communication skills to resolve the problems. And please do know there are many videos about effective communication skills on the playlist, so be sure to look for those. Whether a specific conflict helps or hurts the relationship depends on how the conflict is managed. If family members who are in this dispute with each other take into account the needs of the other person and then negotiate an agreement, they will most likely create a favorable outcome. That's a way of showing love. But if they get into a tug of war about who is right and who is wrong, then the outcome will likely be harmful to the relationship. So really think about, what are your intentions in the conflict? Are you trying to resolve a problem, or are you just trying to win? Keep in mind, conflict remains alive only when there is participation in it. More than one person is required to create and maintain conflict. Also keep in mind that a family with young children cannot be a pure democracy. Parents of young children are responsible for the welfare of the children. So in this kind of situation, some family rules are going to be non-negotiable because responsible parents have decided that those rules are necessary for the best interest of everybody. At the same time, many family rules do have room for negotiation. So parents need to clarify what is and what is not negotiable. You want to clarify. When a parent says something, they want to clarify. When they say something to the child, they want to clarify whether that's a suggestion or if it's a rule, because those are different. Parents also need to be responsible and respectful of the opinions and input of the children. So you want to make sure you're responsible to make sure that your children know they are being heard. Even if it's not going to change the rule, they have been heard. Be assured it is healthy and empowering for children to participate in decision making whenever it is age appropriate. Age appropriate. Escalation of conflicts can usually be avoided if you try to resolve conflicts when you first notice them. Effective communication skills are easier to practice and use when conflict is in the initial stages prior to becoming red hot. Red hot conflicts result when problem solving is avoided or when destructive communication is used. And there is a video on the playlist that will help you understand what destructive communication is, because you really want to know what destructive communication patterns look like so that you can be sure that you stop using them if you're using them, or that you're aware if the other person is using them. Now, if conflict is escalating, decide within yourself to be calm, and then express the need for a timeout. Timeouts they can be really helpful, and they are discussed in detail in a video that in actually two videos that discuss disagreement that are on the playlist. Also, I will be in the near future creating a video that also discusses timeouts in detail in one of the conflict communication videos. Do not let uncomfortable emotions tempt you to disrespect the other person. After the timeout, come back and use productive communication skills to show that you do respect the other person and you do want to resolve this issue. Let them know that before you take the time out, and then when you come back. And make sure if you're taking a time out, you say, I'm taking a time out because I think it's in the best interest of our connection. Make sure the person doesn't think that you're trying to get away from them. Now, don't blame others. Blame will decrease your internal sense of control and increase the level of conflict. So stay focused. Stay focused on being productive and really understanding where the other person is coming from. The more that you understand where the other person is coming from, the greater will be your ability to understand the communication dynamics and how to make the interaction productive. Communicating during conflict requires honesty. It may require negotiation, and it definitely requires focused effort. It can take time. It can take several discussions back and forth to resolve the conflict. But you want to avoid getting caught into any kind of destructive communication patterns. So, and you can look for that on the playlist. So, no, the happiest people take responsibility for their own happiness. You are an author. You are writing the truth of you. You are an important part of your family, of your culture, of the planet, and of the whole universe. Each of these is a whole organism of which you are an important part. Without these other people, without all the context around you, your life would have no context. The author, your pen would have no paper. So don't fight and argue with others. Pour your love's unconditional power into your pen, into your words, and impact those around you with love from the inside out. Acknowledge and appreciate. This is an opportunity to bring love into this communion of souls in physical form. If you would like to see more of these videos, please subscribe. The subscribe button is over here. Welcome.